Plaintiff Edwin McDonald says he rented 2 different apartments to the defendants, and everything was fine at first. However, after the defendants moved into the second property, things took a turn for the worse, and they started having domestic violence issues. Edwin's suing his former tenants for unpaid rent and property damage because they left trash all over the apartment. Defendants David Pope and his wife Emily admit that they fell on hard times because David lost his job and Emily had health issues. David says the reason they left trash around the apartment is because the police were forcing them out and they didn't have time to clean up.
Tell me what happened.
Okay. Things were going well for the tenants during the first few months of a lease they had on a 1-bedroom apartment. He was employed, she was employed. At that point, they moved to a 2-bedroom property upstairs. They had a daughter, Abigail. They wanted more room. I signed a new lease with them for the same amount of money for $550. At that point, things started to go wrong. Dave no longer could find steady work. At one point, his wife had health problems. I also understand from a friend there was an issue of domestic violence going on in the family.
What do you mean you understand from a friend? Somebody saw him whooping on her?
Noblesville's a small town, and I understand he has a domestic battery charge filed against him.
That has nothing to pertain to the case.
Well,
unless you were evicted involving some violence of some sort.
No,
well,
Your Honor.
There were damages to the property that looked like...
Okay, and that's part of your claim today. All right, so it may be related, sir.
The rent went unpaid for 2 months, and I was told that they'd pay it with their tax stimulus check. That didn't happen. I filed for eviction on July 8th. After Dave represented to me, I should come out to the property, collect the rent. He didn't have it. He said, come back in an hour, I'm going to the bank. I came back in an hour, and he did not have the money, at which point he started using some obscenities with me.
Let me hear from you, sir, some background on the case or your wife.
First of all, Your Honor, let me explain our story. My wife and I have been married about 3 years now. Previously, we rented from her mother and father. They finally said, hey, okay, you guys are doing pretty good. I think it's about time that you guys go and support yourself.
You were living in the same household?
Yes. We were looking through the newspaper, found Mr. McDonald's ad in the newspaper, went and met him, looked at the apartment and everything, signed the lease.
You said, oh, when you saw him, you said, oh, he looks like a sucker. We're not going to have to pay him.
No, we actually thought he was a really good
okay, tell me what happened.
Individual, and he was real respectful to us and everything.
Okay.
I got laid off from the union, and because I was a steelworker union. Steelworker.
What state?
Indiana.
Yeah.
I wasn't an apprentice yet. I had a 90-day grace period in the apprenticeship. I got laid off. So my wife had issues at that time with her health, and we told him 2 months in advance that we weren't going to be able to make July's rent. When
did you expect to be able to make future rent payments?
Right after she got back to work. Okay. She was getting paid for everything. When was
she going to be back to work?
She was off work
for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks.
When did she return?
She returned
July 5th.
July 5th.
All right, sir, is this true?
At that point, they'd lost credibility with me.
Why?
Well, for example, I offered to let him mow the yard at $20 a mowing. He never followed up on it.
Did he say why?
No, he just never followed up.
Sir, did he offer you that?
Yes, he did.
Why didn't you take advantage of it?
I couldn't take it because I have...
What?
I have a 2-month-old, or at the time I had a 12-month-old daughter. No one to babysit.
She wasn't working.
She couldn't, she was on bed rest because of it. So she couldn't get up and
So you stayed in the home 24 hours, 7 days a week?
Not 24 hours, 7 days a week.
So one of those hours you could have cut that lawn?
I could have.
Go ahead, sir.
But I was taking care of her, taking care of my daughter. And
not 24/7. We just established that, right?
Not 24/7.
Right.
There was
so
a couple
the 1 hour you may have had, you could have went out and cut that lawn.
Yeah.
How long did it take to cut your lawn?
Less than an hour.
Probably 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Did you have 20 minutes?
No.
How much time did you have?
About 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
That's just from running around doing all the errands and everything that we had to do.
What type of errands could you run in 5 minutes? Just curious.
To the store and back. That's
really? Did you drive or walk?
Drove.
What?
Drove.
You drove to the store, which was
less than a block, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes away.
All right. Minute and a half there, minute and a half back. That's 3 minutes already. You can go in there with only 2 minutes, pick out all the groceries you need, go and wait at the cash register.
Not all the time.
Right. Okay, so I don't believe you. See why? Because we just established that what you're saying doesn't make sense. So, what other excuse do you have?
None.
No other excuse. All right, sir, and you say the July rent is all that they owe?
No, they didn't pay rent for July. Rather than doing what they might have done, which other tenants have done, which is to cooperate with showings, to clean up the place so it can be showed, even show it themselves to another tenant, to another prospect, so they're out of the lease. They didn't do that. He dug in his heels. He became belligerent.
Did you become belligerent with the man? And shout obscenities to him?
I never once shouted obscenities to him.
Did you become belligerent?
I became belligerent due to the fact that he gave us, according to his rental agreement, it says we'll give a 24-hour notice of any showings or of the landlord coming to the premises.
And that's about right. Sir, did you do that? Did you give him 24-hour notice every time?
No, but once I asked him if I could look through the apartment, he agreed. It was with his explicit agreement.
So why did he become belligerent?
That was after I asked him for the rent. He didn't have it.
Okay, I thought you said it had something to do with the showings.
No, that was at the same time.
Your Honor.
The same time you wanted rent is the same time you wanted to show it.
I wanted to look through the apartment to see if it was ready for showings.
You're double talking now. Let's
Honor.
get to the property damage you're suing him for.
The property was trashed, and it was trashed beyond what would be, far beyond what would be normal wear and tear. There were open bags of garbage, there was broken furniture, there were broken windows, a broken ceiling fan, screens were broken out, and with the open trash there, even before I could get it cleaned out, there were thousands of flies in the property.
Your Honor, that's not true.
The next door neighbor complained to me that there were flies in his unit and asked where they were coming from.
Your Honor, I'll tell you right now that's not true because, yes, we did leave a few things behind, but we never left open bags of trash.
Let me see the property damage you're talking about, sir.
The only thing I don't have, Your Honor, is a bag of dead flies. I didn't bring those with me.
Show them, is that the property that's in question?
Is it your property?
Oh, that's paper that I see. That's not trash.
All right. Paper for what?
It was just papers that were left over from me wrapping all my porcelain dolls.
Why didn't you throw it out?
We had till 6 p.m. that night to be out.
And what happened?
We were out at 6:05. The sheriff was sitting there waiting for 6:05 to show up.
And the sheriff said, don't clean it.
Your Honor,
the sheriff said, you can't bring your things. Just get out.
Nope. At 6:05, they were ready to lock the door. At 6:05, they were ready to lock the door,
so your defense is that the sheriff stopped you from doing it?
Yes.
All right. So you say he should sue the sheriff, if anybody.
Yeah.
Drywall, repair to window screening.
Your Honor, that was like that when we went in. We took picture. We bought
How long did you live there?
We were there March, April, May, June, July. Okay, 4 months.
Lived there 4 months without windows.
Without screens. But
Without
Your
screens.
Honor, when we first moved in there,
window.
There was 2 storm windows that were broke previously to us moving in.
And you lived there with 2?
We took pictures of them on a disposable camera.
Let's see it.
we bought it and gave them to him.
To Mr. McDonald. He gave us.
Watch this. Do you have it?
No.
No, he does not.
$1,759. The only thing you all dispute is the garbage. You admit to the windows. You claim it was like that when you got there. I don't believe you. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.